You get drafted by the Celtics. How is it when you first like you said, you read our back call, you like what was that like?
Yeah, so I got a call the next day from Red, and I told him I'm not sure I'm gonna get out of my baseball contract, and appreciate the call, but I just didn't know what I was going to do at that
Right.
point. So I went in and talked with the Blue Jays eventually, and eventually they worked out a deal after a lawsuit, and it was all worked out, and I ended up getting to Boston. But yeah, I mean, I grew up a Laker fan just because I was on the West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast.
Kareem was like one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Like I said, UCLA. I loved Bill Walton when I
Right.
was a
Yeah.
kid growing up. But it was the Celtics and Lakers were really the NBA.
Yeah.
And so that was a dream come true to go play for the NBA. But still, I had an opportunity to play in Fenway Park against Dennis Eckersley and Tommy John, and face Ron Guidry and those kind of guys in Yankee Stadium, and that was a great experience. Just preparing me to go play in big stages in the NBA.
The Laker rivalry. How was that for you? Like, how was
You grew up a Lakers fan.
you growing up a Lakers fan? You loving Kareem, and you know who Magic is, and how was that to be in that rivalry and the history all involved in it?
Well, I think that because I was a Laker fan and because I had such great admiration for Magic and even Worthy and Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, I played against in college, and Kareem, of course. That was a team that, our fans hated them. People, it was like the countries divided between the Lakers and the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
But I never hated them. I just had amazing respect, and we thought about them all season long. Matter of fact, we beat them in '84. At that time, I actually thought they were a little better than us. '85, I thought we were better than them, and they beat us.
Yeah.
And then '86, our entire season was every day we thought about the Lakers.
Looked at them in the paper.
Yeah, I mean, it's just us and the Lakers, and we're watching, and it's a great motivation for us because we're going to get them in '86, and then they get beat by Houston in the conference
Twin
finals,
Towers.
and that was that was a killer. I mean, it was like a letdown.
Yeah.
Because all year long, we just wanted another crack, and we were 100% healthy, and it was a team that it's easy to say now, but we weren't going to lose in '86, and but how often is your team that good, that many great players, and everybody's
And
100%
everybody,
healthy? And we went 50-1 that year at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but anyway, that was a little bit of a letdown, but that's kind of our mindset. That's how strong the rivalry was both ways.
Yeah.
But all respect, they were very well coached with Pat Riley. They were deep and great, and Magic and Kareem. I mean, what else do you have to say?
How was it when you made your first All-Star team?
I joke that, the shooting guards of the Eastern Conference All-Star team that year was Michael Jordan and I. We combined for 54 points in that game. Yeah, Michael had 41 of them.
Right.
But it was a fun experience. I mean, you're in that locker room. But again, I think more than the actual game itself and the weekend, I think it's just the recognition that you get.
You spoke on MJ, right? I want to know how was it when he came to the Garden in that playoff series, and he had the crazy game, the was it 63 points, and Bird was like that was God in a jersey, Y'all were the dominant, the champions. What was it like seeing him hit the scene and what he was doing to the game?
Yeah, I mean, Michael was obviously a great player as a rookie, but he had sat out most of that year with a foot injury. How old were you guys then? Were you guys even born then?
5. Well, no, I was born in '80.
I was born in '81.
Okay, so that you guys were 5 years old. That's crazy. But he was such a great player, and we knew he was a great player. But in that series, because again, that's the 1986 Celtics team, and we weren't losing.
Right.
There was no way we were losing. But Michael, he had some good players on his team, but nothing like he would have as his future expanded. But I played golf with Michael, on the Saturday before that Sunday game, and we played 36 holes. And I took a little bit of money from Michael that day, and that might have been a big mistake. And as I got out of the car, he says, "Hey, tell DJ I got something for him tomorrow." DJ picked up like his fifth foul, like 4 minutes into the third quarter, and so like I got a big chunk of that 63. And I remember a funny story about Walton was in that game. We were doing some switching. Most of the switching, I was always accused of like, you just don't want to guard him. So you just like switch. And Walton ended up fouling out, and he was cursing me out at the end of that game so hard, like, guard your own man. But yeah, Michael was, everybody knew at the end of that series, even after that 63 points, I think he had another 50-point game in that series, but and he brought up Larry's quote, but I think that we all knew that Michael was the best player in that series. And, he had earned everybody's respect for sure. If not before that, but by that time, absolutely.
So you joined the Phoenix Suns with Barkley, KJ, Dan Marley, and this is an opportunity not to get a chance to have be on another good team that has a chance to win a championship. How was that Phoenix Suns era for you?
It was great. Paul Westphal was our coach, and a first-time head coach, a unique perspective, but a happy person.
Yeah.
And playing with Charles, Charles made me laugh every day for 3 straight years. Every day he made me laugh.
The first year he got MVP, y'all first year together, right?
I know, but I think that was because he was in shape playing on the Dream Team that summer.
Right.
Charles was great, but my whole 3 years with Charles, anyway, it was a joy.
When did you start to believe that you can put a team together? Like you have this title to put a winning team together for an organization to win championships or to win. Like, what made you decide, like, yeah, I can do this job?
It's a good question. I feel like I'm not sure that I ever looked at it that way, though. I think I looked at it as I can help. I can be a part of a team that can, help put a team together, a winning team together. I've been around a lot of good teams. I think that's why Red recommended to the new ownership group in Boston. Like, I'd been around a lot of good teams in Portland and in Phoenix and in Boston. Most of my career, I was very blessed. And, what I've learned now, 25 years later is there's a lot of different ways to build a team. There's not any one way.
Right.
And obviously you need a lot of talent to win in our league. And then you need to be able to communicate and get the most out of that talent.
At what point when you was putting it together did it come like, okay, like I can go get a Kevin Garnett and a Ray Allen? Like when you being in the general manager and setting it up, at what point did you say, okay, I'm gonna try and do this and try and make this work? And then to that point, like how did you know, like, okay, man, I'm about to get this done? What was that feeling like, bringing them together?
I felt like I owed it to Paul, because Paul had been a team guy. He'd been a real good soldier for us, and he sat out the second half of 2007 just with an injury, and we had talked, like, if I can't get it done this year for you, like, then I'll try to get you to a team that has a chance to win. And so we had that arrangement, and so never did I think KG was going to be available or Ray Allen was going to be available, but Ray Allen, new ownership there, new management in Seattle. They were getting a high draft pick. So what happened was we made a deal for KG, but I wasn't going to pay the price to get KG if KG wasn't going to commit to us long term.
Right.
So KG needed to sign an extension, and we needed a 5-year commitment out of KG, and he had 1 year left on his deal. And KG looked at our team and just went, "Can't do it, Danny." Right. Like me and Paul alone was just not enough for us to get it done. And so I understood. So then I had this deal for KG with Minnesota, and so I couldn't get KG to commit to us. So I went and got Ray, having no idea. Now I gave away the number 5 pick, which was part of the KG package. So I have no idea how I'm going to get KG, but I got Ray. Okay, but and maybe now with Paul and Ray, KG will want to come. And sure enough, as soon as we got Ray, KG's like, I'm on board now. I'm all in. I want to get there. So then I spent the next couple months trying to figure out another way to get KG, and it just worked out. Just sheer luck, and anyway, but it worked, and we had a great 6-year run.
How was that to win a championship and to win it beating the Lakers?
And you got now. You like this is for you. You've done it as a player, but now you and that you put this team together. You the architect. How did that feel?
Yeah, what's different as a player. Like players are like mostly about themselves. I mean, like they're looking after their own careers and like how it impacts them. Doesn't mean that they don't care about their teammates.
Yeah.
But when you're an executive, like you see the impact that so many people have. Yes, nobody has more of an impact than Paul, Ray, and KG, but you see the stories of Leon Poe and Eddie House and James Posey and
Big Baby
and Doc Rivers and Big Baby. Yeah, right on down the line. Like
Scalabrini.
Yeah, and then you see all the people around the organization that have been there and all the things that they do to make it all work. And so but that's what, as an executive, all these things. And so it's actually more rewarding just because there's so many people that are involved in making that happen. But so from that standpoint, it was fun for me to see Doc be able to celebrate a championship. It was fun for me to be able to see Eddie House, get a championship. And I mean, but the whole team, it was, and for Paul, Ray, and KG to
get
beat that threshold, that monkey off their back
Yeah.
of being championship players, because all of them were coming from lottery teams. So anyway, that was, as an executive, it's more fun just because there's more joy to share with everybody, I think.